You see, is this connecting? I'm connecting with the backend so that we can. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's get started. Welcome, everybody. How exciting. This is our cohort 8 of product management, AI product management bootcamp, and we have come along really far. Every year we only have 4 cohorts so far, so which means has been 2 years. Doing AI PM Bootcamp is a long journey, very exciting. And today is week 4 of AI PM Bootcamp, which means right now we are doing team match developers, designers, and product managers and data scientists again to match in a team so that you're going to continue to develop real life AI product. Okay. Now, for everybody who is new to us, who hasn't heard of us for a while, and do a quick intro. Product Manager Accelerator is program. We used to be an education company, now become SaaS company. Very, very exciting. So our program is designed to help people land a job as a product manager or AI product manager. AI PM Bootcamp is a signature program that directly give people hands-on experience as a product manager, and as well as AI engineer and designers, and everybody work on the real life AI product together so that we can be the most competitive candidate in the job market right now. And also another quick personal, I am Dr. Nancy, maybe forgot to introduce myself. Dr. Nancy, the product feature in Forbes. So I'm the founder of Product Manager Accelerator. Our company has been around for more than 4 years, and you're here in the AI PM Bootcamp. Okay, and we also have Anil Thomas here. He is our head of AI innovation, who manages the entire technical element of AI PM Bootcamp. We also have many mentors who teach you guys and directly guide you through this very immersive experience. Okay, now here is a quick personal story regarding why we started AI PM Bootcamp, what it's about, and it's a personal story. It's a crazy 2 years ago when I just had my second baby, and I went on a maternity leave. Before I went on maternity leave, I have 8 full-time employees. After I came back, I used AI to replace the workforce, and I have 4 full-time employees. So basically, I cut everything in half. And then we are serving the same amount of students. And since then, compared with 2 years ago, our student already doubled, but our team didn't double. We're trying to use AI to improve efficiency, and which is also the main motivation was like how much the AI has transformed my business. And I believe is also the reason all the big tech companies has moving towards AI and nowadays, and as well as even small company, everybody's moving towards AI, because sooner or later, if we don't know how to create AI ourselves or master AI, we are the one who getting like replaced by AI first. Okay, and which is also why today, or like yesterday, a few days ago, you see a big headline: 150,000 jobs are getting cut in the tech industry. If you read the headline, it's like crazy: 150,000 people getting laid off in the tech industry in April. Okay, this trend will continue ongoing, to be very frank, and also it's a very scary number to know. The reason behind it is, in real life, I literally have one of our alumni who is a Product Manager Accelerator student 4 years ago with our help. She joined Microsoft. Okay, but she joined the Microsoft Teams team. You know Microsoft Teams? Doing the Word, PowerPoint, those kind of like Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, those kind of office software team. Okay. And she recently joined us again because she was laid off by Microsoft, because Microsoft cut all the Microsoft Office, PowerPoint, those kind of traditional team, cut the jobs, outsource all the jobs to India, and only kept the AI product managers in the company. Everyone else working on traditional, like boring, to be fair. I think Microsoft Word, PowerPoint is very boring. Okay, those kind of boring software product, they shift the entire workforce to India, or they hire contractor to manage very entry level, easy product nowadays, which is a trend in the industry right now. So we should be prepared. And actually, the best way to prepare for all those shifts is actually building a real life AI product. And this is the only way that help you able to stand out in the AI competition. To be very frank, nowadays, AI, even do you know that my sales manager can use AI tool to create a simple app within 30 minutes? She know how to code. Everybody in my team is using AI today, and they can do really fast because I train them using AI to be more productive. Okay, if my sales manager can create a fast app within 30 minutes, which means the job market is very competitive. It's not just, hey, who can just use AI tool to do something fast? Average people can know that anymore already. Now, the only way to actually help you stand out and do the work that cannot be replaced by AI is two things. Number one, you're the one who actually led a team of engineers, and as well as engineers or designer is the one who actually is part of the process working with cross-functional team, because the team collaboration is the most important thing, and it's also the only thing cannot be replaced by AI. Okay, so therefore, I want you guys, in my engineers and designers PM, I want you to treat team collaboration as the number one thing skill set you need to master in the program. Number two, that help you stand out in today's competitive job market is actually have something with real user to show to your customers in this case, which is your hiring managers. Okay, so if everybody do some prototype, you have a real product with real users, functional product. Many of our last cohort's product, if you watch recordings, they already launching Apple App Store, have early adopters. If you show that to a hybrid manager, it's the only way for you to stand ahead of all the 1,000 people applying for the same job. At the same time, tech company just lay off the entry level jobs anyway. Okay, so therefore, as everyone needs to pay very close attention and really dedicate your full effort to launch a real life amazing product. Okay, and at the same time, and we also have designed some intern reward systems, an important team culture, which I want to share with you guys. Let me quickly do this. Let me share my screen. Right here. Okay. Let me share my screen right here, right here, right here. Okay, so now I want to first of all show the intern reward systems, because we want to recognize top interns. The top interns, if you're top interns, we can directly give you recommendations, and your PMs can also refer you into new companies as well. So being the top intern is very critical. Now, what's the intern rewarding systems? It looks like this. Let me share with you here. Okay, jump. I put it in the announcement channel. Okay, you guys can go in the pinned content announcement channel, see yourself. Okay, so what's look like is this. At the end of the day, after 11 weeks, we want to put our intern into different tiers: tier 1 AI trailblazers, tier 2 AI innovator, tier 3 AI rising stars. Each of the description here has very detailed definition criteria and also rewards you get, including recommendations and also different kind of badges, and also give you a free resume review with our resume writers as well. Everything's right here, and each tier had different reward systems, and many of our past interns always ask their product managers, team leaders to directly write them recommendation on LinkedIn, which is also very critical, help you stand out as well. Okay, and many of you guys also ask us for reference check for your future employers, and that they want you guys to see if you actually work on real life AI product and everything provided by our company. But you must be part of the top 3 tiers who actually meet the requirement, finishing the product, and also meeting the team culture as well. Okay, so now let me also give you guys quick example of team culture. I believe I pinned it here as well. There is right here. hold on, let me grab it from week by week schedule. Let me quickly share the importance of team culture. Each team lead, you need to immediately highlight your team culture, build your team culture starting from day one, which is very critical. Okay, so let me share this one sec. Right here, let me show you example team culture. Right here. Okay, let me get this. Week by week study pass. All my product managers should get access to this week by week study pass and create your checklist moving forward. That's the example we have. Okay, so team culture. Team culture, we set up team culture right here in week 5. I put content right here. Team culture examples. Okay, so team principles, you guys can use this for inspiration. Challenge but robust and contribute consistently. Voice early and like team ego, team before ego, and the bias for action documentation. Don't assume all these. Everyone must follow. And all my product managers, as especially team lead, make sure to follow through all the step-by-step details. How would you manage your team? This is very critical for everybody. Even if a team member, you need to check it as well because it's training your leadership skills as well. Very critical. Okay, cool. All right. So now let's talk about the logistics. How to do team match today. Here is what we got. Let me right here. Okay. Very easy. Everybody, those all the teams that presented have been pre-filtered by our team. Okay, many bad ideas be killed in week 2. Okay, and then if you present today, you have 8 minutes to pitch, 2 minutes FAQ for the entire process. You have 10 minutes hard stop. Okay, including the key element. Idea overview, customer persona, voice customer interview result, AI hypothesis, roadmap, preliminary mockup, and any additional progress you want to share, and what type of key technical details and looking for an expectation for each team. So the sequence is here. Somebody need to RSVP right here. I believe we also have, did someone use a different form? Okay, I think, yeah, this is, someone else uses RSVP. Basically, this is sequence. Everybody, you go first, second, fourth. So that's we have RSVP. We use the sequence for you guys to know who presented first. Okay, based on what we already submitted. Okay, so it's high level we do and important things. Whoever present, camera on and update Zoom background. And I believe our team link back to the Zoom background. Everyone must get started first. And if your team lead is not suited to lead, you have a right to report back to me and back to any autonomous people in our team. A team lead will get replaced as well because we want to bring up the right people leader. Okay, so now without further ado, let's get started. I think the first one to go is provider match AI. So Mariana, so let's go. Let's start presenting. Let me start. So you guys have the link here.
Okay. It's gonna be like it doesn't allow me, but it does.
Yeah, go ahead. Start.
Okay.
And I am gonna time everybody.
Okay. Can you see my slide?
Yes, go ahead.
Let me see if I can go to presentation view. Presentation view. Yes. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening for everyone, wherever you are from. We are Provider Match AI team. So we are Provider Match AI is basically an AI-assisted healthcare provider record matching system that enables fragmented data sources, provider data sources to become a single trusted source of truth. So in the healthcare space, the main aspect of a foundation on which decisions are built upon is oftentimes broken. So as we can see on the left here, we can have same providers with from different systems, like from claims or EHL system or billing platform or directories having similar names, or one even a spelling different from the other, and we have to decide who this provider is. So, and that can create a lot of chaos. It can cause mistakes, and oftentimes, if you have lots of these records to go through, it can end up becoming very burdensome, and can take it up hours of time, which we'll actually discuss in the upcoming slides. And for us, we look at it in simple time. The solution we are trying to really develop is a solution that acts as a single source of truth. Basically, instead of the analyst spending hours, multiple hours, 20 plus hours a week on reconciling these records by hand, Provider Match AI will help with the comparison, explaining the reasoning, so that the analyst is able to make this call in seconds rather than hours or weeks oftentimes. So basically, in this simple step and high level of what we're trying to do is the data, we ingest the data from different multiple sources, and then you have a comparison space that comes in that basically compare field by field, if it is MPI or if it is address or specialty. And then we have a scoring system that scores that fields that we have, and then there's an output with plain language reasoning that the reviewer can then review, accept or reject, or or accept or reject, or keep for further review. And they are able to record or log this into their system. So this is a huge problem, as I've mentioned, in the healthcare space. And we had the opportunity to speak with users. And one of the users we got to speak with is Janet. Janet, she works as a data analyst in a healthcare analytics firm. Every week for Janet, she spends 15 to 20 hours just manually cross-checking NPI records, trying to validate addresses, reconciling data from all these different sources. And based on what she does, her output kind of feeds directly into like downstream reporting, if they have to report any sales team efforts, provider record directories that they might have to do. So if anything she does goes wrong, it's kind of like feeds into a ripple effect for this organization, not even for her alone, but for the organizations and the course for that. For her, she feels like, what really could motivate her is to find a system that can improve accuracy, across her work stream, to be able to spend meaningful time in analysis rather than just manual or boring and cleanup that she does, and to build reliable trust data pipeline. And she finds that, as I mentioned, that it's very frustrating to spend 15 to 70 plus hours of your time a week just manually reconciling data from different sources. So she is a core to this problem that we had explored. And she's not the only person. We were able to speak with others in as well. This is just preliminary interviews that we had done. Because of the constraints of time, we were able to get 3 interviews from different organizations. We have healthcare analysts, pharma consulting, and healthcare data operations, where we see these problems showing up. And from across all 3 of these interviews, they had the same pain point, though they are from different organizations. All 3 of them works across multiple disconnected systems, and provider data for them is critical to their work. And when anything goes wrong for them, it becomes a whole issue. It breaks client trust. It breaks, and often can be something of legal consequences to their organization. So they find they found that this work is manually boring, and it's just drain up. Some of them actually said they tend to even go and look at obituaries to do this comparison online. So it's like the kind of boring some work that does. And as of now, there's no real result or solutions to their problem. So sometimes they will try to use VLOOKUP, sometimes they use AI autopilot, but most of the time these miss things, and it's a real problem for them. And they are willing, to pay for a solution that could be able to solve this problem for them. And for their basic aspect, for first any initial version of whatever tool they're developing, they wanted to make sure that it provides some level of confidence and field level match explanation that could tell them why they're making the decision. And one of them even mentioned that anything that can cut down time for them, that would be that for them is a basic help in overall. So with that being said, we had our hypothesis, basically to have an AI-powered provider matching system with an explainable AI recommendation that will help healthcare data analysts reconcile provider records conflicts faster with greater confidence. And as I mentioned, from our early user interviews with provider data analysts, this has indicated a strong interest in a much explainable matching assistant, though it was not labeled as that, but we kind of able to pick that up from that discussion. And it suggests that could significantly reduce manual reconciliation time while maintaining or improving accuracy. And three assumptions that we kind of looked at that was somehow validated by these initial calls that we had is that analysts needed not just they need a reasoning, not just a score for them. They want to make the final call on every match and not just any tool that just becomes another burden for them. So this is still an early phase for us. We're trying to target and get more insights so we can really hone onto the actual users for our case. And this is just a snapshot of what we are looking at for the first version that we are trying to build. As I mentioned earlier, get an ingest score, and then we have some form of triaging system, an explanation layer, a review layer, and a finalized document that the user can actually download, clean, and then use it for their analysis. We have a lot of interesting things that we would cover, but because of time and the scope of this, we are only focused on these, these stages in terms of our in-scope analysis. Now, with that being said, we have our 8-week roadmap that we are looking at, as I mentioned. The first week we are looking at going through foundations, just getting the exploratory data analysis done, storage setup done. And then the second week we do ingestion and normalization. By week 3, we have our candidate generation and blocking to kind of like get these data sets segmented in a way that it's much easier once we get into the machine learning layer of things. Or for matching, it's not looking at thousands of records at once. So that process gets done in 52. And so we do the AI matching, and then the weeks layer by week 5, and LLM, and we have a clean unified record. By the end of week 8, we are able to get a demo. So just for, and this is still preliminary in terms of the user, what the user get to see. So as we see, we have they can import their data, export, and they can see a review key, which has all the data set, and they have a section where they can review. And if they do click on the review, so they have option with the confidence score, risk, and match type, and all the information that is needed to help make that decision. When they click on a review, they get to see this information. We have the data sources that are matched side by side, and the reason, and they have to either approve, reject, or flag that for review, and that is recorded into their system. This is still preliminary. Definitely will have to improve, and based on what we get, to get a better user interface. Now, what are we looking for? So as I mentioned, I know with time I wasn't able to go into depth of things. We are trying to see if we can get a front end, back end tech stack for the API and data pipeline and data storage, as well as the LLM integration. And so in terms of roles, we think that could potentially help fill that for us. If we can have a data scientist or ML with, and then a back-end engineer or front-end engineer to help us be able to bring this solution.
Mariana, when I say 10 minutes, I mean 10 minutes.
Oh,
You
sorry.
have 30 seconds left. Anybody
Yeah.
have any questions for her before I cut off?
Yes, I mean, that was the end. I just wanted to say thank you.
Anybody have any question for her before I cut off? Okay, engineers very important. You need to listen carefully. And so you choose your top 3 teams. Okay, and now also put in the chat regarding how you are able to enter the team information to vote for your top 3 teams. Okay. Anybody any question for Mariama?
I do have a question over here.
Go ahead.
So this, you mentioned about the data, and I assume this is primarily focused on US customers, right?
Yes.
is this app has to be HIPAA compliant?
Yes. And I mean, of course, but in terms of the data that we have, building the system in terms of like the data we are using to build the model, we don't require, it's data that's easily available. And then from the client's point of view, most of the data they have actually is the de-identified data, like patient data. So it doesn't, but that is also definitely an area for risk and compliance that we are also looking into, making sure that that is implemented in this process.
Okay, cool. Like, what's like, where do you looking at the data actually?
Sorry?
Where do you actually get the data? Like, what kind of data you're looking at?
Oh, yeah. I mean, in terms of building the system, we do have data, readily available data like the NPSS, which is it's a record of all physicians across the United States. It has their identification number, practice, location, and all of that information that we have. Then we also have the Medicare, Medicaid data sets that is often available that shows all the claims and information. Again, that is de-identified information. It's something that is available for the public for us to help train the model. The client will have their own data, which is what they're going to use to test and check whether or not they're able to solve their problem.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, when you move on to the next one, everyone, I cut you up. When I say it, I do it. Okay. Next one, Housewise. The name is Housewise. 100%.
Hi, this is Kashyap.
Homewise.
It's
sorry.
Homewise, right?
Let's go.
All right. So let me share my screen quickly. All right. All right. Are you guys able to see my screen?
Yeah.
All right. So hi guys, I'm Kashyap Badani. Our lead PM Tina is out of office today, so I'll be sharing this presentation. And so yeah, we have this product HomeWise where you just say yes, you find the contractor is vetted, we negotiate for them, and then we schedule the job for you. So okay. All right. So the problem here is that 70% of homeowners, they worry about that, hiring the contractor is a tedious task for them. They find that the contractors are unreliable. 41% of them, they have been deceived by the service providers. And because of this, the 33% delay taking any decisions, repair due to their anxiety and stress. The reason is the quotes, they come up with their uncomparable, the scopes are vague and reviews don't fit. So homeowners, they delay taking decisions and they eventually overpay or hire the wrong person. Let's take an example of David. Okay, David is our customer. He saw a leak in his house and he wanted to get it fixed. His goal is to understand what's the real scope and hire a reliable contractor to get it fixed. He has many options. He asks his friends, he asks his neighbors, read reviews on Angie, Yelp, and uses ChatGPT. Calls the contractors, reviews quote manually. What he finds out that he wastes a lot of time without making a decision. The reviews were not specific to the problem he's facing. He then ends up hiring a random person and finds out that the scope has increased and then he now has to pay more to get it fixed. He's now frustrated and stressed out. Here, HomeWise comes into picture. What we are suggesting is you upload a picture of the problem, HomeWise will diagnose the problem and scope it for you. It will match you to the right specialist. By right specialist, we mean that the specialists, the contractors are verified by license, permit history, and reviews. They're not just generic top-rated names. Then the HomeWise acts on your behalf. It finalizes, it shows you all like the top 3 quotes. It negotiates with the contractors for you, and then based on the quote you selected, it schedules the appointment for you. The homeowner is out of the execution, he's stress-free, and he does what he loves. It also remembers your home. So, next time when you have similar kind of issues, it stores your receipts, warranties, and job history. So the next hire is easier than the last. All right, so this is our AI hypothesis. As I explained, if we deliver a verdict that's a diagnosed issue, 3 comparable quotes, and 1 explainable recommendation surface from a single homeowner photo with cost ranges that has real bits of greater than 70% of the time, you get apples to apples bid comparison and a 48-hour turnaround time. Then the homeowner who just discovered a maintenance issue can make a same-day hire decision. Okay, what's the outcome? The outcome is that there are a lot of hours saved for the homeowner. It's 5 to 15% of cost savings. Then we have market-tested pricing, and the most important thing is the peace of mind for the homeowner of knowing that the job is done. For this, we are expecting that we'll be charging an annual membership. It can range from $149 to $199. That's the capture for the AI hypothesis. Now let me show you a prototype our talented designers have built. All right, so this is the prototype. There is a user who's already signed in, and it starts the first task. All right, so says that the bathroom sink is leaking, and we want somebody this week. All right, it asks for, can you upload the photos? Yes, photos are uploaded.
I don't see anything. I just see a PowerPoint.
Okay, sorry. I think I just shared the PowerPoint. Sorry about that. Let me share the prototype again. 1 minute.
Yeah, maybe share your desktop or.
All right. Got it. Are you able to see now?
Yes, it's a Vercel.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. So sorry about that. So let me go over this again. Okay. I'll show you the actual prototype which I wanted to show. So we'll start the task. Okay. It says that, my bathroom is leaking and I need somebody to fix this week. Ask for photo uploads, and then the homeowner uploads the photo. Ask whether it's active leak or slow leak. I'll just say slow leak for now. All right. Then it just gives you a basic scope, but the actual scope diagnosis is here. The AI diagnoses the entire scope. Okay, this says diagnosis is the job summary, itemized labor, material needed, exclusion, everything is here, and then estimates. So then it sends this to the contractors, okay, and then it finds the 3 contractors here with the ratings, when they were licensed, their insurance, their past work, everything here. It says approve 3 contractors, and then you have the last screen here where you can schedule this based on the contractor's availability and your availability. So just based on this thing, I says you approve Jason. Okay. So then Jason is approved, and then the task is scheduled. All right. So that's the quick prototype here. I wanted to go over the system architecture. I'll quickly go over the system architecture here.
You have 30 seconds.
Yes. So we already have the APIs figured out. These are the APIs we'll be using. All right. And we have the front end, back end. This is the core functionality, AI core, which we are trying to build. The diagnosis model, which I just spoke about, how it will diagnose what is the problem. how you can compare the bids, and then which one is the best for you. Okay, I see the time is up, but yeah, this is a high-level system architecture diagram. It will change based on how we when dev team members join our project.
Anyone have any questions? Any developers or anybody have any questions?
Would there be like a future in maybe for development that where people, for example, they don't have they don't have the certificates, but they have the skills to do the work?
What do you mean? Yeah, of course. So this is what we are looking for, but like we are not fixated on this. What we want.
No, I'm talking about, for example, the contractors that would be brought
Mm-hmm.
in. For example, they don't have these certificates. I know probably in the US everything's based on like if you have the certificates you can do the work. But for example, I live in Mexico and things work here, they don't necessarily have certificates, but they can do the job. Or the contractor would bring in people that know they can do the job, but they don't necessarily have certificates for it. So I'm asking like in the future for development, would you have something to facilitate those type of technicians or contractors that don't necessarily have certificates, but they can do the work, maybe show some type of evidence or like reviews that,
Yeah.
yeah.
So right now, what we are thinking is the verdict engine depends upon the licenses on all these APIs we have. Okay, so it's based on the rules we have. So licensing is an important aspect. Also, reviews are also an important aspect. So we can determine that when we are in development stage, based on the user input that license engineer or license contractor doesn't always mean good contractor. So we look at everything here, reviews as well. That can be looked into in future if you want to. But right now, licensing is an important verdict parameter for us.
Yeah, they are a registered worker. They are, I think they have that work permit and everything working in this particular place.
Yeah, then it should show up in the APIs, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool. Okay. Overtime. Next one. If anybody have any follow-up questions, make sure to ask. Now, let me highlight this again. All our developer, make sure you vote your top 3 teams. Okay, right here. And in the announcement, cohort 8 announcement channel right here. And this is our pitch for PM Prepare the Pitch. You guys are right here, okay? So pick your top 3s and click this form, enter your top 3s. So very straightforward. You must follow, of course, because it has so much going on. You may not remember the first one pitch once you listen to the number 9 pitch, right? So the way you take notes is AI PM Bootcamp Ideas Team Match. Those are all the teams. So you can take notes. Those are the ones, and remove the kill, though. Ignore the kills. Whoever didn't kill and the team name are here. Home-wise, for example, this one, they just present so you know. So you can remind yourself which one just talked. So it's a high level descriptions right here. Okay. So now let's go for the sake of time. Let's keep going.
Excuse me?
Tempo.
If we have further questions, can we ask them on the chat or something?
Oh yeah, you should. You should ask them on the chat directly. You should. Okay. The best way to do it is you can directly put in the Zoom chat because we're over time. And let's do this. I bet the best way to do it is you directly team match, idea team match. You see the sub channel, put in the announcement channel. This way it's better. Okay. What is the team match? Yeah, you guys can say here. Put your questions here. You can put it here. Okay, or you directly do Zoom. Either way is fine. Okay, so you need to continue the conversation because you may not find the other person wants to close Zoom. So here might be easier who asks a question, right? Can ping each other, continue conversation after the 2-hour Zoom meeting. Okay, cool. All right. So great question. Great question. Yeah, Stein, great question. So tempo, let's present. Let's go.
Can you guys see my screen?
Let me stop sharing myself first. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So work-life balance isn't about working less. It's about finding your tempo. Tempo is an AI life planner built to help busy professionals create a realistic rhythm for getting life done around work. Here's what we are building. Tempo turns a messy weekly breakdown into a realistic weekly plan by using your calendar, energy preferences, and real-life constraints. Tempo builds an honest weekly plan grounded in what actually fits. The core problem isn't lack of time, it's fragmented time. Busy professionals have availability during the week, but traditional productivity tools fail to help them use it meaningfully for personal life. Sarah is our ideal user, a professional who plans with good intentions, but when energy drops and the week gets chaotic, execution falls apart. Existing tools optimize for her ideal self, but Tempo is built for her real self. Customer interviews confirm this pain is widespread. 86% delayed important personal tasks last month, and 93% feel guilt, anxiety, or frustration because of it, showing this a meaningful and emotionally costly problem. We have validated the AI hypothesis as well. Large language models can reason over calendar context, priorities, and constraints to recommend realistic scheduling decisions. Our success metric is achieving at least 60% recommendation acceptance. This roadmap is intentionally front-loaded around validation and iteration. In 8 weeks, we move from research and AI validation into core build sprints, then polish and testing, ensuring we ship an MVP that proves the full planning loop, not just isolated features. Let's see the mockups.
Here's a quick overview of what our 4 key screens will look like in the final design. So screen 1 is preferences. This is where Tempo learn who the users are, including setting their energy window, such as morning, afternoon, or evening. Users can also add live constraints like no work after 7 p.m. or gym mornings only. Adding the mood check shapes the plan with the caring of users' emotions. Next. Screen 2 is the bring dump. The users type anything. The planner extracts the tasks, assign tags such as work, health, relationships, and estimate durations. Next. Screen 3 is the plan output. The plan composer reads live Google Calendar data and free or busy slots. Screen 4 is the before and after. So every remaining gap gets a contextual suggestion based on the day's mood tab or like their running follow through of history. So those are the major ideas of our 4 screens, and output after engineering would really tie everything together. Now I will pass the trust to her for the third part.
Thank you, Hanjing. So hi everybody. I'm Shrestha. I'm one of the product managers for the team, but I also come from a little bit of a technical background. So about Tempo, technically what excites me in building this product is we're not just building another productivity app. With this, we are testing out the hypothesis around AI that if we combine enough structured reasoning around the intelligence of LLM, can we actually build something that is reliable and secure enough for users to trust us and hand over their schedule and let us plan their day every day? So can we build that? So we are treating planning as something that satisfies all their constraints and makes the decision for them. And it's not just a calendar update problem. So that is how we're approaching from a solution perspective for Tempo. So when I say constraints, we know we want to create a plan for them that understands their schedule, their energy levels, their preferences, their goal progress. So we want to build all this reasoning into the LLM. So if you join our team, you wouldn't be building just API wrappers. If you can go to the next slide, Tatiana. Yeah. So you would be helping us build 3 important layers of intelligence with Tempo. So the foundational layer, understanding layer, is where we want to turn raw human thoughts of a brain dump of their day, what they want it to look like. And we want to extract planning signals from their input. So this is not basic prompting. We want advanced prompt engineering here that will merge extraction, reason, logic, and build in explainability into this. So for all you data scientists out there, this is an interesting challenge to work on. And then we have the crux of the solution, which is a planning engine. This is where we want to mimic a human decision situation with our LLM. And that includes, maybe we can include a ranking logic, a scoring algorithm. We want to use the reasoning of an LLM to build a planning layer where we can build proper schedules based on their calendar. And the third part is the final, like sort of a closing loop, where we want to, based on the well-generated plans, we want to produce it to them in a way they can actually action on it as a schedule. So this is where we want our front-end and back-end engineers to engineer it very well so that the main logic of it is presented beautifully. So we have something for every tech stack, all of you out there. And yeah, so if you decide to build it with us, thank you, Tatiana. So you wouldn't be just working on a CRUD calendar update. You would be working on a solution that will act as a human decision support system. And honestly, I think if we can all manage our calendars better, we'd be building something that all of us can use a little bit in our lives itself, right? So yeah, for all, we have something interesting going on for front-end engineers, back-end engineers, data scientists, AI specialists, everybody. So if you do decide to join our team, yeah, contact us, Team Tempo, ping us for any questions, and yeah, let us know. Thank you. And we try to keep up the time, Dr. Nancy.
Fantastic. Lead by example. Cool. And you have any questions? And you have any questions for the team, the Tempo team? Very, very fun. Another AI agent. Proud idea. Cool. So now we're ahead of schedule. This is awesome. So again, good job, everybody. Let's go to the next one. If you know you're the next one, just open up. Okay.
Hi. Yes, it's me.
Oh, okay. So I don't need to show. Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Marietta, yeah, the workout team, right?
Yes. Workout team. Absolutely correct. Super quick. Hi, everyone. Good day, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. We are Team 1, and our AI product is called Kinetic AI, your AI-powered progressive form coach. This is a quick introduction to our team here, and you'll see them presenting along with this presentation as well. Next slide, John. If you are a self-trainer who trains out by yourself and does strength training like me, this probably is an experience that you might have encountered. Basically, you've been doing Bulgarian squats for like 3 to 6 months. You know that they're one of the most effective exercises to build strength for your legs, but then every few sessions, you end up hurting your knee and getting a shooting pain. So you stay at the same weight because you're obviously too scared to load up and go heavier because of that pain. In this case, like if this has happened to you, and it's probably a problem that happens to a lot of self-trainers, and the problem is not really of the effort or the motivation, it's really guidance. You can't progress on exercises that hurt, and what you need is the right professional advice to guide you where you're going wrong and how to work on it. Right. So usually these are the dilemmas that every sub-trainer has. Weight dilemma. Am I picking up the right weight? Is it too light or too heavy? The form dilemma. Does my form look correct, especially when I load up onto new higher weights, or if I'm doing new exercises? And progress. If at the end of 3 months, you're still at the same weight, sometimes you're just left a little confused if you're making any progress or not. Over to the next slide. So this is where our product comes in to help you. I would say Kinetic is probably the first AI form coach that helps you track your performance across weights. It's not just one rep, but it's your entire journey. And it spots where your form breaks as the load increases, and then it exactly tells you how to fix it. And I would say the difference between, I would say this app and a lot of other fitness apps out there, and comparing the closest, are a lot of apps do good, like great, they have great products, but they're very siloed. So as an example, Fitbod and fitness AI apps give you progressive workout plans tailored, which progress across weights. But they can't tell you if your form breaks down or etc. They just give you a plan and then expect you to sort of do it. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you have something like a gym score, which analyzes your form, but basically you put a video into it, and then it tells you how your form was for that specific snapshot. It doesn't have any context on how long you've been doing Bulgarian squats for, etc. So what it's telling you is not a weight referenced form analysis. So this is where I think Kinetic is, the idea is to combine both these, because we track your form across your entire weight progression. And as you go from, say, like a 30 kilos to 40 kilos, we're able to actually spot where your form has sort of moved, or where your form technique degrades. And like, for example, and whether to tell you, should you be progressing to the next weight? Should you actually go back to the before weight? Or could you actually continue working on this specific weight for a few more weeks? And what are the tips to actually improve your form? So the way we would do it is actually for the user to upload a video of themselves doing the exercise. We ask the user to mandatorily input the weight so that we have that information handy with us. And then after this is pushed into the system to monitor for, it does a form analysis similar with other apps, but in this case, it has a reference to users' weight and history, and it detects, like, it does a full detailed analysis of the form. And then the next time you upload a higher weight, it compares your form with your previous as well, and then it tells you where exactly is your form actually changing, where are the angles that are sort of going out of form, and then from there, it will give you a very tailored recommendation for you. Over to the next slide. Okay, over to Liwei now for the persona.
Yeah, okay. So right now let's take a look at the persona. So Stephanie is a typical persona of our app. She is a fund company sales, annual income over 120K. She usually work out in home or sport gym and 3 times a week. And she use free weights like dumbbell, barbell. And she has strength training experience of 1.5 years. The top 3 forms she likes the best is deadlift, lunges, and squat. When it comes to strength training, instead of paying for a personal coach, which she consider expensive, she always train by herself. But she doesn't have a structured way to validate form or stance, so it sometimes like it takes long until she realizes the form she has been doing is not correct. So some bad consequence may happen, like unusual pain and muscles, or some like injury it could happen. So the needs for Stephanie is to find a virtual coach that can give her feedback to correct her form, so that she can expedite the muscle build and to prevent possible injury. Next slide. So we interviewed like 7 interviewees for the voice of customer insights. 7 out of 7 respond that they decide weight not by feel not data, and 4 out of them has went through some form of injury or pain, and 5 out of 5 of them report they track their workout data regularly. 6 of them express they want to have a post-it analysis. So all those insights validate the need for our product, Kinet. Yeah, I would like to pass my key to my partner, Blessing.
Yeah, so I'm going to be talking about the AI hypothesis. So we're going to be testing if we can deliver the form scores within 30 to 40 seconds of uploading the video, and real-time recommendations, as well as visual proof of form failure and a before and after comparison. In terms of quality, we anticipate to deliver 80% plus accuracy, and we will validate. We'll try to see if we can validate against two actual certified trainers. Um, this application will be targeted towards intermediate lifters who have 3+ month experience, and usually go to the gym at least 1 to 2 times per week, and they don't have regular training access to trainers, and also like go to like a small commercial gym or a home gym. And we will test if we are able to enable them know when to add a weight, when to hold a weight, and when their form drops, as well as how to self-correct without having a coach, and also provide them that progress confidence. And the business value with here would be a 20 to 30% lower injury risk and a faster strength gain. And in terms of monetization, we will have a freemium that just the basic tracking, a pro membership for that includes the AI analysis, and a B2B with creators that we can work alongside creators. And the next slide.
Okay, now we'll show you the prototype of the key features. So user can click on the or tap on the user upload video. It will show you the preview of the video. They can view, and you will have success message. Then you will be able to select the target muscle. In this instance, will be quads, and then exercise module will be opened. So user can click on the exercise that they performed for the video, and then they'll be able to click input their weight, input their reps, and then they'll start the analysis. It'll give you the loading screen, and will give you some tips with the AI doing the analysis. And once the analysis is finished, it will show you the results of the analysis. It will show you the form score, key insights, and the performance over rep consistency. And also you can tap on the comparisons in column to see the comparison between their earlier uploads and their current uploads that they just uploaded to the system. And it will also give you the combined score, key insights regarding how it improved or decreased in our poorly, and it will show you also the performance over rep with the consistency with two different videos that they uploaded. And now I'll share
30
this.
seconds left. 30 seconds
Yeah.
left. Anyone have
Can you go back
questions?
to the deck? Yeah. I'll just go to the John, go to the slide where the tech stack is there. I think that's the most important bit. The next one. Yes, I'll just cover here. Basically, there's an AI layer that would use MediaPipe, where the user uploads the video and it goes to these joint angles detection. And then this is passed through into a vector database. And then we use a multi-model Gemini, like models such as Gemini, for calculating the video angle, etc., to get a
Time is up.
accuracy
Time
of
is
the
up. Time
user's
is up.
form.
Time is up. Time is up. Anybody have any
Okay.
questions? You can share the deck in
Sure.
the channel for them to continue. Anyone have any other questions? Any developers
I
questions?
I have
I was wondering,
Yeah.
like how would the form analysis like work? How will the AI understand the form?
Got it.
Do you have like
So
training data?
yeah, so actually perfect question. So what the way it would work is at the back end we we think a RAG is essential because we need to train, like, for example, just start with one exercise, train it. When I say train it, give it reference of at least 20 to 30 videos of from form tutorials to actually good and bad forms. That is basically uploaded. We pass it through MediaPipe, which is a computer post detection. It gives you all the form angles, what's the angle of the hip, knee, etc. across those exercises. We use those. We use a bunch of form tutorial transcripts as well. And also a certain set of rule-based ML, which tells you what are good angles for a squat, like the knee should be 90, etc. So multiple inputs, which will then, so then when a user's video goes through the same MediaPipe reference and then passed into Gemini, it has this RAG as a reference for that specific exercise from multi-dimensional, be it from MediaPipe's data, it has form tutorials and like, angles and vectors as well to determine the output.
Okay,
and then
thank
it
you.
also saves the user's form analysis into a database, so that the past analysis is also taken into that. So the weight, etc., is actually saved in a database that is also then used together.
Okay, I feel like there will be a lot of follow-up questions regarding technically how it's done. You guys should continue conversation in the announcements, like subthread. Continue conversation there. Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
Next one.
I'm happy to answer. Thank you.
Yeah, great question, John. Next one. Who is next one? Let me bring up. You know your sequence. Just start sharing. Okay. Let me bring up this one.
Good morning, everyone. We're the KinHub team, and we're here to talk to you about how we're turning family chaos into clarity. But first, I want you to meet Kate. She's the default scheduler for her family, managing multiple kids' activities across emails, texts, flyers, and group chats. Every week, she spends hours piecing it together, worried she missed something. Kate has 3 kids, Sam, Mia, and Leo. Kate also has Jacob, her co-scheduler. He wants to help, but he's often out of the loop, which adds to Kate's mental load. With each child's schedule, complexity stacks fast. Capturing events is manual and time-consuming. And the biggest stress point? Conflicts. Overlaps get caught too late, leading to last-minute scrambling. Here's the problem in one sentence. Kate is managing a logistics operation across 20 tabs, WhatsApp threads, and her photo roll, and it's costing her real time, real money, and lost history. We're not building a calendar. We're building a 12-year data set for every child, a proprietary asset no one else can replicate. We didn't assume this problem. We interviewed 14 families, and what we heard confirmed it. Kate is not the exception. She's the pattern. Most are carrying the load alone. Most are retyping everything. And for over half, it's bleeding into their workday. Then we showed them KinHub. Magic Intake stood out immediately and became the top reason they'd sign up. And the way they described using the family assistant, that's not just validation. It's exactly what we need to build.
Thanks, Jennifer. Hi, everyone. I am Payal, a product manager in the KinHub team. We've seen the chaos tax metro parents are paying. Now, I'm going to show you how we solve the gap that has kept family logistics fragmented for a decade. At KinHub, we aren't just building another calendar. We're building a high-accuracy engine that turns the real-world chaos into a strategic 12-year achievement narrative. I want to walk you through 3 core pillars of our technical strategy. First, the validation, how we achieve the 95% accuracy to become the family's source of truth. Second, our product. The intelligence powers our magic intake and the sibling heat map. And finally, our moat, how the data compounds into a longitudinal engine that carries a child from the first camp all the way to the college app. Our hypothesis is simple. If we ship the engine that hits 95% accuracy, parents will adopt KinHub as their absolute source of truth. And we've benchmarked this using Gemini 2.5 Flash Elite. Most importantly, we've established the technical truth. Our model handles the messy OCR and schema mapping, but our deterministic logistic handles the conflict detection. The result? We provide 100% precision where it matters. We never hallucinate a pickup time. Over to the next slide. Now let's look at the 2 core features that make this technical truth a reality for the parents. They are magic intake and the sibling heat map. The magic intake is essentially our multimodal ingestion layer, where it's a PDF, a JPG, an image, a flyer, or a URL. The parent just snaps it, forwards it, or pastes it. And then the extraction happens, which happens in under 1.4 seconds. Our engine parses that chaotic flyer, structures the data, provides the drop-off, times, pricing, ready for the calendar. And then we've done the market validation. This is our number one growth lever, and especially also our acquisition strategy for our customers, where we'll ease the pain for the parents. 57% of the parents that we have surveyed said this feature alone is the reason they would sign up today. Sibling heat map. Now we've built a calm tech UI that provides ambient awareness for the entire household. We're going to provide proactive conflict detection. If child A is heading north while this child B has to head south for a STEM activity at the same hour, the system flags the conflict before even the week begins. So enough time for a parent to plan and take care of the chaos ahead of time. We move away from any noisy notifications from multiple calendars to ambient awareness, giving parents a 10,000-foot view and the need to breathe, of course. Now, it's clear that while the parents are drowning in the chaos stacks, they're also deeply worried about losing the thread of their child's growth over time. This is where our longitudinal engine turns our product from a utility to a must-have. Our competitive advantage is that we don't just own a transaction. We own the 12-year record. While marketplaces are focusing on one-off bookings for camps and activities, we are building the proprietary achievement database that no one else has replicated so far. We are in here for a long game. Marketplace, let them own the transaction. GitHub owns the 12-year record. From kindergarten to 8th grade, every camp, class, or recital is auto-captured using the magic intake feature. Then, in high school, we pivot to the portfolio, where we pivot to future skills tagging, like tracking empathy, logic, leadership, soft skills of an individual as they grow into the high school. And by grade 12, we provide a one-click narrative export to the college app. We solve the college wall before it even happens. Now, while competitors find for the one-off bookings, our data compounds, creating an unbreakable lock-in and retention strategy. So again, want to call out, our acquisition strategy is the magic intake, solving the chaos for a parent. Our retention strategy is the longitudinal engine, where they stay locked in because their data is compounding and they're getting a narrative ready for the college app before even they hit the college wall. We turn daily chaos into the strategic asset like this. We don't just manage the schedule, we own the record and become the source of growth. Over to the next slide. Now, how do we power this narrative? To power this narrative without overspending on inference, we utilize a model agnostic intelligence stack. A tier 1 will be using Claude HiQ 4.5 or Gemini Flash Elite for sub-second tasks like intent classification. Then in our tier 2, this is our workhorse, where we'll be handling 60 to 70% of the traffic for flyer extraction and skill tagging. And our tier 3 will be a high compute model. We'll be using the high compute models like Claude Opus 4 or Gemini Pro, and we'll be using this sparingly for narrative synthesis. Again, we've left the details for the technical team here in the right-hand side. They'll be owning the end-to-end engineering on the back end here. Moving on now, how do we ship this? Our path to MVP is the 8-week sprint with shipping cycles every Friday. With week 1 and 2, we lay out our foundation. We establish our core schemas, the multi-child profiles, and the COPA compliant consent flows. Week 3 and 4, we launch the AI flag parser and the conflict detector. Again, this is our magic, the acquisition strategy for us. And then week 5 and 6, we ship out our vault and assistant. We implement the semantic search and the skill tagging backend here. Week 7 and 8, we pilot with 10 families, running nightly hallucination evaluations and launching the common app export beta. Finally, our technical ask is for the founding team to own the product-led growth of this mission-critical OS.
Fantastic, just on time.
Yeah, thank you.
Sign me up.
We would. Can I just continue this, Dr. Nancy? Yeah.
Unless there's something important to share. Anyone have any questions? Any developer, any questions? Okay, if you don't have question, you can use the rest, a minute and a half. Let's go.
Okay, thank you. So finally, everyone, we are looking for our AI backend lead to own the ingestion engine and the RAG architecture, a front-end lead to own the calm tech aesthetics, and 2 full-stack developers focused on the RAG pipeline and external API integrations. On behalf of Team KinHub here, we are eliminating the 8.3 billion chaos stacks. We're turning the 12-year household friction into a structured narrative for the future. The demand is here, the stack is ready. Come build the family operating system with us. You don't write the code here. That's not what just you do. You own the product-led growth in this team. Thank you.
Oh, I was on mute. Anyone have any questions? 30 seconds. Cool. Looks like the value proposition very clear. All right. So I see all the moms are clapping. Please. Save us. Okay, next one. Let's go. You know who's next one is up there. Yeah, I see people commenting in the thread as well. Compliance AI. I think I got it right. Compliant AI. Are you here? Anybody from Compliant AI here? Oh, you're on
Hey,
mute. Let's go.
I'm here. Can everyone hear me?
Let's go.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Camera
So
on. Camera on.
Oh,
Andre.
can you see me now? Hopefully I didn't scare anyone with my beard.
Yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, let's go ahead. So hello everyone, my name is Andre Gonzalez and I am part of the Comply AI product group. So let's get started. So 60% of companies now use AI somewhere in their hiring process. Resume screeners, candidate ranking tools, interview analysis, it's everywhere. Let's face it. Most of these companies have no idea they are legally exposed. The EU AI Act classifies resume screening AI as high risk, the same regulatory tier as medical devices. That means strict obligations, hard deadlines, and fines up to 35 million euros per violation. So this is a big deal. So we are building Comply AI. Tell us how your hiring AI works. We tell you exactly what to fix, backed by law, cited to the specific article within EU AI. Okay. So here is the, So here is the specific problem. Annex Section 4A of the EU AI Act explicitly names AI systems used to analyze and filter job applications and evaluate candidates is considered high risk. So that's a resume screener. That's what most HR tech companies are selling right now. So what does high risk
switching
status?
between slides because I don't see the slides changing?
You see your main slide only.
Oh. Okay. Can you see it changing now?
No, are you doing multi-desktop? And do you have multiple desktops?
I do, yes.
Where? So you're sharing probably a different desktop while presenting to another desktop.
Okay. Can you guys see the screen now?
It's still in the same.
Yes.
Yeah,
Now it changed.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you for calling it out. I'll just leave it at like this, just to save time here. But yeah, glad that you're able to see it. So where was I? So yes. So again, the high risk status means there are some obligations you need to be audited. There needs to be technical documentation. There needs to be a human override mechanism, and the list goes on. And the deadline is 15 months away and counting. So the problem is not that the funders do not care. The problem is that finding out what compliance actually requires will cost them a lot of money from a law perspective. It'll take time. It'll take weeks. It's not fast. It's not reliable. It's not affordable until now. So the customer is Sarah, head of product at 30-person HR tech startup. They built a resume screening tool. They're about to close their first EU customer. The customer legal team just sent a compliance questionnaire. Sarah has no idea what the EU Act requires. She Googled it. She asked ChatGPT. She is now considered a law firm retainer she cannot afford. What she really needs is something simple. Does this apply to us? And if so, what do I need to fix it? She needs the answers fast and right. She needs direct answers, exactly what she needs to do. No fillers, straight to the point. So just wanted to give an example of actual real life problems that exist. So this is not a future risk. There has been class action lawsuits against resume screening AI discriminating based on race, age, and disability. In May 2025, 2 weeks, this was about, not 2 weeks ago, but a federal court certified the collective action. It proceeds on behalf of every applicant over 40 who was rejected since 2020. EEOC's first AI hiring discrimination lawsuit, their algorithm automatically rejected women over 55 and men over 60. CBS used AI to analyze facial expressions during video interviews and assign candidates an employability score. This was also a lawsuit which was settled in 2024. So these are real problems that do exist. So compliant AI works in 3 steps. You answer questions about your resume screening AI. What does it do? Did you build it or buy it? Where do you operate? Does it score or rank candidates? And what compliance measures exist today? Our compliance engine evaluates your answers against the rules extracted from EU AI Act. It's not paraphrased. It's not summarized. It's not copied word for word from the official source document. The engine is going to be deterministic. It cannot hallucinate a compliance obligation. Third, in under 5 minutes, you see exactly which obligations you are failing, why, and what to do about it. Every gap is cites the specific article and subclause. With this information, a lawyer can verify every citation. Then you can download a PDF and send it to your stakeholders. So quickly, want to just talk about the accuracy. So our goal is to implement a couple of AI technologies, including GraphRag, to help increase the accuracy, as well as an additional rule layer on top of AI to, again, increase that accuracy and reduce hallucination. So just want to talk about the roadmap. So week 1, which is right now, we are building out the backlog, the Figma, the JSON rules, the GitHub. Week 2, developers join and build the core logic. Week 3, the full demo path is working to including Claude explanations and the principal report. And the rest of these, we're looking to increase that accuracy, work out any kinks within the application, polish it, and present it. So we're now looking to build a finished product We're looking to build the best possible proof that the core value works, and a user answers the question about their hiring AI and gets a cited gap analysis in under 5 minutes. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll pass it on to Harshita for the next slides. On to you, Harshita.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Harshita and I'm the designer on the team. So this is just the initial design MVP, which will be iterated according to the user research.
Speed up. Okay, finish up quickly.
Sure.
Let's go.
So this will be the overall. So this is, they instantly know if their AI hiring tool is high risk, what compliance gap exists, how severe they are, and the exact article being referenced. So instead of generic advice, they get a specific next steps and a shareable report. So what are we looking for to build this MVP? We need a lean, like one full stack engineer, one AI backend engineer, and one data analyst. And we already have the product scope and design in progress, so our team can focus entirely on execution. And yeah, so the progress upgrade, we already have strong momentum. We have extracted 88 compliance rules, finalized MVP score, launched user interview surveys, and our initial design has been started. So in short, Comply AI is basically a compliance checker for companies using AI to hire people, and we are looking forward people to join our team.
And that's it. Yeah. Thank you. Anyone have any questions?
Question straightforward. This is one of the most popular team for all the PM fighting to join. I'm looking forward to see what's the outcome of this. Okay. Any developer, any questions? If no question, let's go. Next one, the sequence.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Let me.
Is that us?
Thanks, Harshita.
Nancy?
I'm pulling up right now. Let me show you guys where to find it yourself. Stop sharing, Andrew, please. Thank you.
Yeah, it's Mind Gym.
If you can see the sequence come, Mindy Gym.
Mind Gym.
Mind Gym, yeah.
I'm sharing my screen. Okay, is everybody able to see my screen?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, let's go.
Just do the slideshow.
Andrew, you need to unshare your screen.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Claire. I'm the lead PM for MindGym. So what MindGym is, it is a meditation and mental coach for job search. Okay, what's the problem that we're trying to solve? Job seekers know actually what to do, but they struggle to keep going when rejection hits, because we're all human beings. Like, we know, like, we have a very big to-do list, but sometimes it's very hard to stay motivated and maintain that winning mindset throughout the months of rejection before you finally land your dream job. In terms of the market space, mental wellness market by 2030 is a 17.5 billion market. So it's a very big market. The average job seeker takes 5 to 6 months to land their dream job. So apparently it is long time that people will still need to stay focused and as well as positive throughout the process. Interestingly, this area is not a very space that people have actually tapped into. Currently, we have meditation apps such as like Calm and Headspace, but that doesn't really focusing on any specific like life goal or certain like items that you wanted to focus on. What we have identified is that, like, in a job search, especially if you have been searching for a while, you might like head into some failure mode, such as paralyze or avoidance, like I would do this like task later. And isolation is also a very common situation that people have experienced. And then lost momentum is basically a common failure mode that we are experiencing as well. Okay, so what is our customer persona? So Jordan, like basically who had been like recently or laid off like 8 weeks ago, he has tons of experience, but he basically get ghosted during the process. And also, the current tool is really focusing on how to sharp his skill set, but not necessarily like helping him in terms of mindset. So this is basically a typical persona that we will be focusing on, that we will give him the mindset to win so that he can keep him motivated. Okay, in terms of the voice of customers, we have done about 10 interviews with active job seekers for the last 2 or 3 weeks. Like the common theme that we have experienced and then people have been complaining about is mainly that they have prepared a ton, but still feel panicked like before the interview. Even for me, I have more than 10 years of working experience in the data scientist field, and I feel that like a lot of the material is so easy for me, yet during interview, like if I run into a specific question that I feel difficult, I have challenging basically to answer them, or I go to like panic mode. Okay, so what is our monk? So I have already created a website that kind of like really helping me to prepare interviews or helping me relax. What we are envisioning this product will be the users will provide input on what kind of situation that they're facing, or like before interview, what will be the details that they can provide to the apps so that we can give them more tailored and personalized session for them to visualize their success. So it will include like relaxation and also visualize that you are in the interview or in a high stakes situation. And then this app also allow you to keep track of where you are throughout your journey. So each session is only 5 minutes, but you can definitely have multiple sessions throughout the days, and then also before your high stakes situation. Our slogan is that calm will help you relax, but our mind gen actually help you win. So our dashboard allow you to keep track of like the sessions that you have, and then the high stake situation that you are experiencing and you will be experiencing. In addition to that, we wanted to introducing daily actions that is guided, like basically give you some guidance like throughout the day. You can, like I mentioned, have multiple sessions, morning, afternoon, and even evening, so that even if you have like some confidence shift, the app will still keep you in track. In addition to that, this app is a very fun app to build that will not only help yourself, but also the entire community to land a job quicker, and also land your dream job. We have a star team that is from like top talent from all over the world. So myself have more than 10 years of experience in the Silicon Valley, and Narayam actually is coming from the software developer background, used to be a software developer in Amazon for many years. And Hansa actually run a career coach program for many years. So he has the subject matter expertise. Alubas Sona is our lead designer. She also have many years of designer experience. Nafasa and Garama, even though just graduated from school, they both have many years, many projects of designer experience, and are very passionate about this project. Okay. And then hence I will hand over the podium to Naraya, and then who basically know tons of like software development. And then he will talk about our engineering request as well as our roadmap. For the audience.
So thanks, Claire. So I'll be covering the engineering for MindGym. Pretty much we need 3 developers, 2 front-end developers, 1 back-end developer, and we'll be splitting it up among the 3 kind of core features. 1, the daily experience, which will focus on what Claire covered with every day you'll be prompted to do something in case like your confidence fluctuates up and down each day. This will keep you accountable. So one person will be in track of that, and also building the AI to back that. This will also come with like streaks, milestones, a recovery mode, and we'll also integrate, or we'll have a push notification integration as well, which will probably come later down the line. Uh, Continuing for the core product, which is the actual session to calm you down before your interview, we'll need a developer to lead this one as well. And with that, we'll also include like a career command center and on top of a like progress dashboard debrief. And then lastly, whoever wants to handle the back end, this will be like the database or database schema, and probably like handling like knowing how to scale up like the database and handling like high TPS. And yeah, just handling like the database and servers side stuff. And I'll be quick here. Like this is just an example set of technologies our engineers can use. I just outlined like some modern languages and technology like Next.js, TypeScript over JavaScript, Node.js, either works. Tailwind for the like for the CSS. Supabase, or like any of the cheaper like databases we can use at the start, etc. And lastly, just wanted to go through the product roadmap. Pretty much we're gonna do like the PMs will do all the user research, user interviews, and then we'll go in a very typical software development cycle order of like system design into like system design review, and then just go from high priority features to low priority features and optional features later. And then we'll have the launch at the end. And yeah.
1 minute left. Any developer have any questions?
Yeah.
Question for any developers, questions. And if you have other questions, just go to Discord channel announcement and continue.
I have a quick question.
Yes,
I didn't get
question.
How will it like help the user go through the interview process?
So yeah, that's a good segue actually to very quickly showcase a demo of how we actually utilizing the app. I will make it much faster. So basically, this is a kind of like website that people can view, and then you start with the meditation. So for me, I have already done a bunch of sessions, but once you start a new session, you can input like the situation that you will be in like interviewing. So for example, final round was the tech lead, and I also put down like the specific goal for my performance or my interview. Then, like I said, be calm, and when asked difficult question, breathe and listen carefully. And then I will start the session. First, I input like my feelings, and then it will be like calm or meditation session that will guide you through step by step, ask you to close your eyes and relax, and just set your mindset for success. Because one other thing that I have noticed is that in interview, if you go into like fight and flight mode, like very easily you will miss the point. But if you become more relaxed and then really focusing on the interview question itself, it's actually easier for you to be successful. So
is this like AI will be just an LLM, or will it be kind of an agent that will have like a structured thinking?
It will be a structured thinking. We will be going through like a lot of like previous meditation, like knowledge base, so that all those sessions will be, AI generated. And even for the user input, we would want to be like more dynamic rather than static to ask you a bunch of questions. So it's a very personalized meditation session for a high stake event. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Awesome.
What you guys are charging? I didn't see that charge.
Charge?
The product.
The money.
Yeah,
The
how
building
much-
Oh,
how
okay,
much you're going to charge?
Where's the money? Okay, we have multiple.
No, all the time. You talk about money later on. Last one.
There's still a few more.
Where's the
Cheryl.
money?
Practice
hasn't
City.
gotten-
Cheryl, you gonna share or not?
She's just getting on right now.
Okay.
So
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Thank you, everyone.
Hey, good to see you all. I'll just give a quick introduction to it's actually a PMA product under Dr. Lee. And we've gone through the beta testing already, and we have already soft launched it to the market because we now have like over hundreds of people on our wait list. So I'm just gonna, share quickly what is the product and what we need. Definitely, I think we're looking for high performing engineers and potentially one designer to join our team. The engineers will really much focus on the back end and some data science piece. So we're not looking for any front end, but full stack is welcome as well. So that's
And also
kind of what
today
the
we
product
just
is. I guess it's at a much more mature space than probably most of the products that you've heard today. I'm just gonna really quickly show you guys what the product looks like right now, so you get a sense of how it works. Essentially, the idea is, give me one sec. Why is it blocking me from sharing my screen? So this is a interview prep coach. You can think about it that way,
Cheryl,
powered
couldn't
by
see,
AI.
no. We
Mhm.
couldn't see your screen. Couldn't see your screen.
Okay. Or can you see it?
Loading. Yep, go ahead.
Okay, great. So this is a you can think about it as a digital version of Dr. Lee in a sense. So it is a AI-powered interview prep tool that helps particularly product managers to prepare for their interviews. So as you can see here, it covers almost all interview types that you can encounter in a product manager interviews. Each of them has their specific workflow behind it. Essentially, the candidate will go into the tool, try out different types of questions and sessions, and after they complete their session, during the session there's also a number of follow-up questions just like what you experience in a real interview, and that'll lead you to getting specific feedback about how you performed in the interview itself. We're also building out kind of a progress page, and this will need a little bit more backend work as well. That can give you kind of a summary of where you are. Like, for example, if you click here, it'll give you a very comprehensive view of how you've kind of been progressing or developing your interview skills. So yeah, so I think, there's a lot more kind of, back end stuff that we wanted to sort of tune and make the feedback and the process even more powerful and even more personalized. So definitely looking for strong backend and data scientists. Cool. Any questions or I guess anything you wanted to add,
Which
Dr.
kind
Lee?
of work is it still remaining? Like,
So yeah, so obviously, we're continuing to refine the kind of the RAG process behind what you see now is kind of the front end, right? But there is a lot more behind it. So we're refining the kind of agentic workflow and the RAG process behind it. At the same time, I think there's also some new workflows that we have in mind. For example, kind of the resume upload or kind of the personalized, customized sessions that we can provide to the users. So those are, it's going to be a lot more like back-end focused, and data focused. So we're definitely looking for people with more of an agentic kind of experience, or experience that that's more relevant to like personalized experience for users. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, this is a very mature product. We just enhance the tech behind it and also optimize the AI, the UI. That's why at the beginning I said we become a SaaS company. We have 2 AI products. Student has been using this right now, and people outside our program, they're paying monthly subscription to use the product as well. It's literally a SaaS company, and we build a lot on this is mainly to make the tech better in the backend.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Questions? Anybody have any questions? Post in Discord channel and make sure cast your vote. And last but not least, smart CD.
Well, remembered is next, and then
Remember next? Really?
yeah,
Sorry. Remember, let's go.
that's SOTA. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember your problem.
Any reason why I don't see these on the Excel sheet, like the one she just presented?
Oh, good question. Cheryl, add yours to cohort 8, AI interview on cohort 8.
Okay.
Good point.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Well, people couldn't find you guys. It's the same link.
Great.
Let's go.
Well, no, thanks for giving me the time. I know I submitted the form, but it didn't go through, so I appreciate you. And hello, everyone. The idea that I had is called Remember. This idea was inspired by something that we all go through, which is at some point in our lives, we lose somebody who is really important to us. So we're essentially an AI-driven tool that transforms a collection of memories into a living portrait of someone who has passed away. So reason why this matters right now is because out of the 3 million people that passed away just in the US last year, 65% of their death notices were actually digital, and online memorials have been growing over 40% over the last 3 years. So in other words, families are actively looking for ways to hold on to the people they've lost through a digital format. But there's actually an issue here. The tools that exist today are not built for what families actually need. So that being said, naturally we ask ourselves, what is it that existing tools fail to solve today? Turns out there's 4 core pain points. First is that today's tools are generic and most memorials turn out to become something that feels familiar or similar to one another. 2 is that tools don't create stories and connective tissues across different memories. 3 is that memories become one-dimensional as a final output and miss who that person was from different angles. And 4, it can't effectively reflect who somebody was. So you can create a collection of what happened, but you can't really feel who they were by looking at it. So kind of to better understand what people were experiencing in regards to these pain points, we actually asked people for their input. So long story short, right? None of them had any good solutions. A family member told us that, she had photos and videos across different phones, laptops, Google Drive, and to photo albums, and that she had to manually navigate through each of these things to find something. Another close friend shared that her collected memories on her iPhone photo albums only ordered them sequentially, and so she only finds specific photos she likes whenever she happens to come across them just by chance. And lastly, this one really resonated with me. There was a adult granddaughter who wished that she could have seen who her grandfather was to his employees because she didn't know that side of him very well. So based on these research and findings, here's the belief that we're building our idea on. We came to the conclusion that if we can create an AI-generated living portrait that extracts character, emotions, personalities, and stories from a set of memories, the organizers can experience a multi-dimensional and meaningful portrait of who that person truly was, which then transforms how families remember the people they've lost. So to create this as a team, we've came up with a under the hood story behind how this actually could work with the help of one of our technical PMs. So the way it works is first, there's going to be this memory contribution aspect that ingests text, audio, images, or videos. And then each format gets routed to an appropriate specialized AI model. So these models could be vision models, NLPs, text-to-speech, speak-to-text. But really the goal of these models extracting meaning is to not only identify the character traits, emotions, personalities, and stories, but we're also planning on adding the capability to translate the portrait so that other families across the world speaking different languages can also interact with the profile. and also get notified of special days and moments that were important to the person through notifications such as anniversaries or birthdays. Those are not limited to, there's just these two options. Then these themes that were identified by the AI then get surfaced onto the organizer's dashboard, which then enables the user to interact with the large language model to adjust, what to focus on, how to rebalance themes, set notifications, and translation preferences. So for example, if the pool of memory was 80% family related and 20% friends related, the user will be able to adjust the focus percentages on the final output, as well as do things like focus on specific emotions or character traits. So like I said, we have a strong technical PM, and she created this diagram for us on the right. But essentially, one of our core focus here is to ensure that each layer is defined by clear capabilities and contracts, really to account for scalability and evolution as the product grows. So next, I want to show you guys how this works visually. And so we created a persona named Sarah, our third doppelganger of the day. She's an adult child who works full-time with 2 kids. She's comfortable with technology, and recently her father passed away, but she's finally ready to start focusing on preserving his memory. However, she's still grieving, so she doesn't really want to manually organize memories from 20 plus family members. And she's really worried that her creation won't capture who her father was. And so she wants something simple that reflects her father, that she can create easily, and also something that her kids can look at as they grow older. Before I go in, one thing that's really important to note here is that the final design of this is going to change depending on the AI's capability and what it can extract from the raw media data. So that's really one of the conversations we'd like to have with the developers here today, to figure out what's truly possible and how to build this output right. But in essence, if Sarah were to play the role of both a contributor and an organizer, she would first work off a contributor page that's on the left here, where she can tag a relationship to her father and submit recordings, stories, photos, and audios. Basically, you want to tag who you are to the person that passed away as one of the ways to help organize the finals output. Then after enough memories are collected across different people, Sarah is then presented different themes that were extracted by the AI in this organization layer here in the middle. And this is where she can adjust what to focus on, balance themes, enable certain notifications, all that. So after this, customized living portrait is created accordingly. And this over here on the right is what that could possibly look like. So I hope that was a good visual aid that helps convey what we're trying to do and how we're different from what already exists. Amongst our competitors like obituaries, memorial sites, and AI tools, each and every one of them does something cool, but their capabilities are actually either outdated or inaccessible. Obituaries don't capture identity, and they're more like a public notification tool. Memorial sites store things, but they're limited in terms of personalization and cannot make sense of a pile of data. And when it comes to AI tools, they can be used to create something theoretically, but it's completely DIY and not exactly friendly to everyone. So for example, in Sarah's case, she's grieving, she is good with tech, but she doesn't want to get overwhelmed. She wants to be able to create a portrait in the simplest way possible. So in a nutshell, our goal as Remember is to create a product that checks all the boxes that matter. We want to do everything that these competitors can do well while also bridging their gaps. Another thing we plan on doing differently compared to our competition is how our pricing model is built. So because this cost scales with input volume, we're planning on a 3-tier pricing approach based on the size of memory contributions instead of features. So existing tools out there right now charge on a one-time or a monthly or annual basis, depending on what features are included. And research shows that people pay anywhere between $50 to $150, while certain obituaries can charge up to $500. So the exact price points are something we want to figure out together with you guys, based on actual infrastructure and processing costs. And as we go to market, our goal is to first target B2C individuals as opposed to focusing on groups, businesses, or large communities. That said, we really believe the best thing we can do is work closely with all the developers here to really understand what's actually feasible given our time and resource constraints. Specifically because, like I mentioned earlier, determining the final output is contingent on extraction capabilities of all the AI models. So this roadmap is just one possibility of the route we could take. So again, our goal is to work closely with you all to create something great. And finally, this is the team behind Remember. We're a group of PMs and designers with different backgrounds, but we all see the potential of this product. And one thing that's really exciting about where we're at is that we already have a couple of people who expressed interest in testing this out. So there's a practical production path. And so essentially we're looking for a couple of backend developers as well as front end and a data scientist who are good at using AI to analyze raw media and also have a strong background in cloud infrastructure. So please reach out to me if you think our visions align. That's Remember. A big thank you to my team and everyone listening in today. Appreciate the audience and happy to take any questions.
Cool. 1 minute left. Anyone have any questions? Question? Cool. This
I
will be
was just
very
wondering, as a competitor, also Apple, like they have a pretty advanced image recognition, like processing the images and presenting like I get like trip to San Francisco or like they compile all the photos.
Yeah, that's a good point. So our family actually uses an iCloud photo album to remember our grandfathers, and we noticed their capabilities to do that as well. But when it comes to things like stories, right, from people, things like that, it's not very holistic. So we're trying to extend those capabilities throughout our product.
And that too, whatever you have in Apple phone, then only you can do those things. But you cannot use the other gadgets like Android phone or any other places. If you have videos and photos, you cannot bring them together, right?
Yep, that's
Just to
correct.
give you any idea, you guys can animate the pictures, right? Like there are some apps out there where you can upload a picture and then it brings it to life like a moving picture. So you can take the pictures and probably upload current events after, the person has passed away and bring them in to their life. That's something you can think about.
Yeah,
I think it's a high impact.
that sounds pretty cool.
Value.
One of the ideas that we had was creating a video and based on the user's preference, kind of customize the content that goes inside of it. So that might actually be a really cool tool to have to create that.
Just like the movie Inception. It's called Inception? Movie, another one called Inception?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like movie. So you guys continue. Okay, continue conversation after
Thank you.
this. Well, overtime. This is a very meaningful product. There's many ways we can take this. This product needs imagination. Okay. Cool. Last one. Smart City AI is our portfolio company. She came from last cohort. As I mentioned, many of our last cohorts already launched real life AI product. Now they're in the expansion scalability session. So, who's gonna present? This is the last one. Who's gonna
Sylvia.
present?
Yeah.
Sylvia gonna present? Come
Yeah, I'm going to present.
Okay, so and also quick thing. I have a meeting at 12 p.m. EST in 3 minutes. I'm gonna make Anel the co-host, and he's gonna wrap up with all of you guys regarding the logistic of team match, what to do right after this. Okay, you guys in good hands, and you guys continue.
Right, sounds good. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Nestle. So as Dr. Nestle was saying, we are a team from the last cohort. And then I'll start with the presentation by giving you kind of an overview of what we have for a beta version and then the plan of expansion for us. So the idea of Smart City AI is that right now with the stock market this volatile, so more people are moving cash to safer ground. So cities and treasury are having a moment, but here's what most people don't realize, is that the highest rate isn't always the highest return. So once you factor in federal, state, local taxes, the ranking changes completely. So a treasury at 3.7% nominal can beat a bank CD at 3.9% nominal if you're in California, because treasury interest is state and local tax exempt. So most people have no idea the gap exists. And nobody has built a tool that does this math for you. So instantly across every product type, personalized to your like exact tax situation. So that was the initial idea behind SmartCity.ai. It is an AI-powered tax-aware comparison engine for bank CDs, brokerage, and U.S. Treasury. So for our beta version, basically you enter 4 things, and we tell you exactly where your money earns and the most after tax. So yeah, this is the slide for that. And then our primary user is what we call the informed saver, so someone between 30 and 55 with 10,000 to 100,000 in liquid savings, who knows who they should be doing something smart with their cash, but finds the research overwhelming. So they are not the financial experts, but the professionals who would just wants to save time by investing in their money. And they've heard of like the CDs and treasuries, but never compared them side to side. So they trust like data over opinions. And they're not so comfortable with moving money to institutions that they've never heard of. And then recently we came up with our secondary persona, where they're the active optimizers. So someone who already has like CDs and checks rates regularly, and they kind of like shop around, but still doesn't really manually across multiple websites. So they know the problem intimately and are actively looking for a better tool. So they want to feel confident about the decision before they act, and this is the pinpoints that we're trying to solve. So from our initial phase of building things, we had survey results showing that 79% of our of the people who completed our survey currently have cash sitting in a savings or checkings account, and then most of them are earning between 0 and 1% or have no idea how much percent they're earning, and 52% respond that they've never opened a CD, but 87% that they would use an app that instantly finds the best rate for their situation. And the number one barrier for them to switch is honestly it's too much work to research. And when asked what rate premium would motivate them to save their money, it's surprising that majority actually just said 0.5% to 1% more is enough for them. So Smart CD AI for us is a after-tax comparison that regularly reveals differences of 1 to 1.5 percentage points that users couldn't see before, which means we cleared that bar for them. And then, yeah, so from beta, our core AI hypothesis was that users don't really need the AI to compute the results. They need AI more to explain results that they already like trust. So from the beta, what we had is that we separate the ranking engine for the AI layer entirely. So the ranking engine does all the math deterministically. So with the inputs, gives a result that's always auditable, and the AI sits on top and it only explains to them and then help them to explain why the result is optimized for them. And then what we found validated the hypothesis is that users engage significantly more with results when a plain explanation accompanied the numbers. We had this why this fit summary increased comprehension and reduced the hesitation we saw when users were just staring at a yield percentage. And we also validated that guardrails matter in fintech. So we implemented strict system prompts that prevent the model from inventing facts, referencing product not provided, or making comparative claims across products. So we don't have anything worry about hallucination, etc. And we cut response time by 50% through refined system prompts and in-memory caching. So cache hits return AI summaries instantly. And this is our current simple 3-layer system design and AI architecture. So the layer 1 is the daily ingestion pipeline. So a scheduled cron job runs every morning, fetching live rate data from bank rate for bank CDs, Treasury Direct from Treasury, and then also brokerages for broker CDs. The data goes through like parsing, schema validation, etc., and normalization before landing in our Supabase database. So the pipeline costs effectively really nothing. And then the layer 2 is the ranking engine. We built it on Fast API. So it takes your 4 inputs, pulls the rates based on information users give, and this layer has no AI involved, fully deterministic. And then the target response time is under 1.5 seconds with caching. And then layer 3 is the AI layer, so powered right now by GPT-5 Mini. And it receives already structured ranking results and generates 2 things: the summary, why the top product fits, and chat responses for a conversational interface. So it's strictly read-only, never touches the financial logic. So this is a quick mock of like what we have like today for the different products and everything. And then right now, giving the phase 2, what we're trying to expand. So currently, what we're trying to do is to add the features of different CD strategies. So we're adding 3 investment strategy modes: CD laddering, CD barbell, and CD bullet. So each comes with a full optimization engine that detects the current yield curve shape, applies yield weighted allocation across tranches, respects minimum deposit eligibility, and factors in the user's liquidity needs. So the optimizer tells you not just which product is best, but exactly how to split your money to maximize after-tax return. So that's what we're hoping to do. And then the AI does the explanation for each allocation. And then we're also hoping to expand to RAG and intelligent assistant. So once we have unstructured data, historical rates, market context, and Fed signals, we want to introduce a RAG pipeline to power a genuinely intelligent financial assistant. So users can ask, oh, are rates trending up? And is now a good time to lock in a 12-month CD? And then we provide explanation to that. So right now we are looking for an engineer who's good at backend or have expertise in AI and prompt engineering. Because the optimizer we're trying to expand, we might need to adjust the logic of our backend a little bit. So we're looking for someone who's expertise in the backend or the AI engineering. And that's it from our team.
Okay, thank you, Cheryl. Does anyone from the technical side have any questions for Smart CD?
I have a quick question.
Yes, go ahead.
Will the presentations and the slideshows of all of the presenters today be sent on Discord?
So what we're going to do is send a recording of all of this so that everyone can see, right? Presentation doesn't do justice, so we want to make sure that we send the recording. Zoom takes like a few hours. We'll put it in the main channel. Secondly, if you are a lead PM, you can update the team match spreadsheet with your specific presentation so that they can see the actual soft document as well. So that'll be there.
Thanks so much.
Yep. Any questions for Smart CD? Otherwise, I'll wrap everything up. Okay. Thank you all for joining. I think this was really awesome. We were able to see so much. So what we want to do next is, let me see if I can allow this. Hold on a second. I can share this one. Okay. Next step. So if you are a data scientist, if you're an engineer, please fill out the Google form. It is imperative that you fill it out within 24 hours. I need to evaluate your top 3 choices. All of your 3 choices have to be different. You cannot just pick the same product 3 times and be willing to join any of the teams. So one of the things I have to do from a differentiating factor is make sure that each team has a front-end engineer, back-end engineer, a full-stack engineer, and data scientist. And so that's why we want you to rank your top 3. By this Friday, I will go through and evaluate all of your choices and pick which teams you'll be a part of. I'll make sure to let the lead product manager know of each of the 8 to 10 product teams, who their whole team will be, and then they will reach out to you. The goal then is to make sure you join their Discord server and then continue. The biggest thing, I think, is making sure that you will start working on system design architecture, right? It's easy to kind of look at the designs, the high level, but really to now find your lead engineer and start having those much more granular detail conversations. There was a question on what if we don't get the top 3. So my goal is really, if you can fill it within the next 24 hours, is to try my best to give you your top 3 AI product. For those that don't fill out the Google form within that 24-hour time frame, I cannot promise that you'll get your top 3. So please fill it out, work with us, make sure you're not picking the same product, and then we will go from there. But stepping back, I think this was an awesome cohort. You guys did an awesome job. So I give my hand to all the product managers and the designers that put in a lot of effort for this. So it was really amazing. Also, we have this week-by-week team sheet. So if you are a product manager, please make a copy. As I can see, Kinetic AI, Provider Match, KinHub, HomeWise, all of you started doing that. Go ahead and make a copy from this master checklist so you could see what the processes are to get it done. If you also are a product manager that wants to kind of track your learning progress, you can do that as well. You can take a copy of this master checklist, download it locally, and make sure you're kind of tracking this as well. But we do want the online version, one for every AI product team for cohort 8. So that's something that we want everybody to do. So make sure as a lead PM that you make sure that you have a copy of this for each of yours. My goal is by Friday to reach out to all of the lead PMs to give you who your specific teams will be. Also, it's very important. Please make sure you, as each team, you're going to have a global set of individuals with different time zones, different priorities. Please focus on setting up frequent meetings where you have synchronized meetings. So every intern is willing to give a 4-hour window per day where they're willing to meet. As a product team, you need to find out where do those hours overlap with each other so you can set up those synchronized meetings. And you can do it on Zoom, Google Meet, however you want. Asynchronous conversations in Discord and synchronous conversations in through any like Zoom or Google Meet. And then finally, we need to make sure that everybody, like every intern's going to work very hard and very diligently. There is going to be a Discord channel where you, every week as a product management lead, you should kind of talk about your progress and highlight those interns that are working hard for that week. We want to make sure that we are tracking these interns and really like voting for who the top interns are so that we can praise them and encourage them. So again, thank you all for your time. We will share this recording, and I think you guys did an awesome job. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anu.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, I think it's